Average at Best Cornhole here. Ton of hype around the release of this bag, and rightfully so. Brotherhood Cornhole, I mean, they've been making bangers ever since they released the Guardian. And then they take the fill that's found in the Guardian X that made a lot of us look a lot better than what we are, and paired it up with one of the most popular hybrid materials in the game. So I have here the code 3. And yes, it is similar to that Guardian X, but I think with a little bit of added speed from this slow side material, this thing just upgraded its offensive weapons. That slow side material is Viewmont. Viewmont is a hybrid material, and you can find it on Viper R, Rippers, or Glaciers. The fast side, that is that smooth side of the off-spray material, and that's common. That's found on the Guardian X from Brotherhood, but also those 3 Cornhole Coastal bags and BG Valkyrie. Because of those materials, Brotherhood rated this bag at a 5.5 on the slow with a 9 on the fast side, and I 100% completely agree with that rating. These do have a medium template, and the fullness is like right at medium. Once they got fully broken in, it's right there, maybe a tad bit less. I could see people saying that this is like borderline starting to get a little thin on them, but I still think it holds a medium fullness. And there is LRH versions available, so if you do like a thinner bag, get the L. If you like a fuller bag, get the H. Like I stated earlier, they do have a mixed fill, and I'm pretty sure it's the same mixed fill that you would find in the Guardian X. And it's a great blend. I mean, there's enough flats in there to give you forgiveness, but still enough rounds to help you shape shots and add a little bit of drippiness when you get near that hole. While inspecting these bags, I did notice something, and I don't know if this is new to all Brotherhood's 2026 series, but that closing seam is super duper reinforced now. It almost looks like if you get like a logo embroidered, how thick that string is in that embroidery. That's definitely on both sides of that closing seam now. So these are the only 2026 bags I have from Brotherhood. I don't know if that's common on all his series now. I would guess yes, because if you have a machine running the closing seam, it's probably running the closing seam on all the bags as well. As I get into the slide up, I'm going to try to keep most of my comments and opinions about these Code 3, but it's going to be hard not to compare them a little bit to the Guardian X. If you're not familiar with the Guardian X, I'm sorry about that, but please stick around anyways, and you get to hear my opinions on these Code 3s. I think the highlight of this bag is that they can cut. And I didn't think that they were going to be able to cut as well as the Guardian X, just because that slow side is a little bit faster. But I'm telling you, these bags can move. And I think that the pellets are probably really digging into this hybrid material on the slow side, and that's how they grip the board and move a little bit. Low light for it is that I think they're going to be way more of an offensive bag than a defensive bag. So if you're looking for a series that you're going to be able to muddy up the boards, and play a defensive game, I don't think this one's going to be that. I think that, like I said earlier, like with that slow side material, it added different offensive weapons to this bag. I did say that they could cut, and because of that, there is a chance that they're going to kick a little bit on you. And I mean, that kick's minute. It's something you're going to be able to play it for sure if you do notice it quite a bit in your shot. But I just want to point that out there so you'd be a little bit extra careful when you're throwing, because it could miss off target a little to the side because of some kick. That mixed fill with this hybrid material and a little bit of added speed really adds to their whole bodiness. And I do think that they're loose enough that you could sometimes get some accidental grabs, but I really wouldn't count on it too much because of the template size. But like I stated, these things can cut, so you can get super aggressive, especially if you got a close blocker you're trying to get around. Throw that hard cut knowing that you're going to be able to move right by it and still get into the hole, and you don't have to worry about only trying to catch that corner. I also saw some really good airmail drags with this, and I think because since it is, right on that medium fullness, like the bag doesn't really hang over the hole, when it's sitting on the edge there, it is sticking out some, so it's giving you a target to aim at when you're going for that drag. They definitely collect well enough that you can be confident you're going to be able to pull a bag off to the side. Maybe you put something in your opponent's lane a little bit too much. You can move these and nudge that back over and get it back in your lane. I did not think they collected as well as the Guardian X. I mean, that was one of the highlights of the Guardian X when I did the review on it. It just seemed like it collected better than most other bags I've ever played. But like I said, this is more of an offensive bag, so I don't think you're leaving blockers up there on purpose. You might come up short, or you might run into a pile or whatnot. But I mean, most of the time this bag's going to be on a straight line, so then it definitely is going to collect for you. And like I've been stating, I mean, you're going to play this bag offensively. Yes, you can cut it. You can make some hard cuts. But I think that's more of an offensive cut. You're trying to beat your opponent's blocker. And people are going to be able to roll these bags, lift these bags, flop these bags, do all that. I just don't think that they're great options for that. It's possible. It's just not great. They're just really good at running holes, especially with the speed and the cut. And you add like a get-around bag or a bully bag, especially with that cut, because even if you're standing on the right side throwing outside with your right arm and you need to land on the left side of a bag to do that get around, you just put a little bit of cut and tilt on it, and it hits, slaps up a little bit and still grabs that other bag as it goes back around. They were just, in my mind, a lot better playing offensively. And yes, you can dirty up the boards with them a little bit and do that if you want to like throw something in to confuse your opponent. But they're hole runners in my mind, and they're very, very good at it. You can find these bags at brotherhoodcornhole.com. They also have a Facebook page, which is at Brotherhood Cornhole. And there's a group you can go to at Brotherhood Cornhole fan page. That's where you find other people to throw these bags that can give you their opinion on them and answer any questions you may have. As far as designs and availability, Brotherhood pretty much loaded up their website with designs of this bag as soon as August came around. So website is still loaded, lots of different colorways, lots of logo designs, some artwork designs mixed in there, and they do seem to all be available. With the new stamp year and the new ACL minimums, Brotherhood kept their prices right the same, $100 for a set of these. There are reps available out there if you want to reach out to one. I know a lot of local reps, you find them. I actually dealt with Kenneth Vincent for this set of bags. So if you need to ask him any questions or want to reach out to him, you can do that as well. I think you need to ask yourself, do you want to run more bags or play more of a dirty style game if you're trying to decide between these Code 3 and the Guardian X? Me personally, I want to run more bags. I want a bag that I can put in the hole every time that I can and beat their blockers by using an offensive game. And I think with the little bit of added speed in this bag, it does give that to you. Just in my mind, I want my opponent to miss just on their own, not by me setting a block, because if I set a block, that means I still have to beat my own blocker. So that's why I would rather only focus on beating their blocker. And I'm not knocking on the Guardian X at all. I probably would have said all the same things about that Guardian X if Brotherhood would have never released these Code 3s. I would have never known about them. But personally, I want to run more bags. And if you are a fan of the Guardian X, I really think you should give these a try and see if you like them more. I just want to end this with, if you're going to be average at something, be average at cornhole.